Amon-Ra St. Brown. I feel like you can't talk enough about the guy. He's a stud. There's a video now on our social media as well as Detroit Lions social media, and that's Amon-Ra doing the one-hand catches after practice. And now you see him running deep routes. And this is something that he's talked about implementing in his game as well. Guys, it's a scary season for Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's one of the best up-and-coming wide receivers. The guy catches everything that's thrown his way. Tied for the NFL in NFL history for receiver through his first 2 seasons for the most receptions. Sam, when you see a clip like this, what do you think?
Oh, man, I see that the sky is the limit for Amon-Ra St. Brown, because when we talk about him potentially getting better, we first have to start out with how good he already is. Last season, Amon-Ra St. Brown was one of 8 players in the NFL to have over 100 receptions and over 1,000 receiving yards, something that A.J. Brown, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, Terry McLaurin, Amari Cooper, Mike Evans, Garrett Wilson, DK Metcalf, and Jamar Chase didn't do. Those are some big names, some names that a certain list had above Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're wrong with all of them for the exception of Jamar Chase and A.J. Brown, of course. But still, if Amon-Ra St. Brown can add more of a deep threat element to his game, then the ceiling for Amon-Ra St. Brown is multiple-time first-team All-Pro. The ceiling for Amon-Ra St. Brown is to become the single most productive wide receiver in Detroit Lions history. I know that's a bit of a stretch at this point.
You think over Calvin?
Okay,
and I'm asking. I'm not like throwing shots at you. Like,
no,
I'm genuinely asking.
I 100% get that, and I love Calvin Johnson. I respect the hell out of him. He is one of the greatest wide receivers to ever play NFL football, but I think that Amon-Ra St. Brown will beat him in receptions at some point. Calvin Johnson has 731. Amon-Ra St. Brown has 196 through his first 2 seasons. Jesus. And the one thing where Amon-Ra St. Brown, I would say, is lacking in the stat department is yards per catch. His rookie year, he had about 10. His second year, he had 11. But if he can add that deep threat element, which, if you saw PFF rankings, he was #1 amongst all wide receivers in man coverage. You saw that route running ability. He obviously runs crisp, pristine routes. I mean, at this point, it's just the natural progression into him being one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. And at that point, I think his receiving yards go up. Instead of having like 1,100, he could get to 13 or 1,400 on similar receptions. And we also have to remember last year that he only played in 16 games.